Hi, I'm Sandy Leah with Ecumen Detroit Lakes. Welcome to Celebrate Aging. We are here today to tell you about a fabulous program we have at Ecumen to help folks stay in their homes. It is called Home Care, and I have two lovely ladies with me today to tell you all about it. I have our Director of Home Care, Ashley McNally, and then Angela Annenson, who is our Director of the
Skilled Office
Home Care. So, let's start with you, Ashley. Maybe you can explain to the folks a little bit about what exactly home care is.
Yes, definitely. We have our home care program here at Ecumen Detroit Lakes. We provide services not only in our buildings that we have on campus, so the Lamplighter Manor and the Madison, which are both independent living apartments. We provide home care services in those apartments as well as in the community in Detroit Lakes. So we go into other senior or other apartment buildings in town, private homes, basically anybody who calls and needs assistance from us. Some of the services that we provide are personal care services such as bathing, help with medications, personal cares, and then we also can provide things such as homemaking, laundry. Senior Companion is a program that Sandy actually
Yes, I'm actually
leads.
involved with that one, and I love it, and so do the folks that actually receive those services, so that is part of it.
Perfect.
How about like cooking, meal preparation?
Yep, we can provide things such as meal preparation if that's something that somebody requests from us. Really, we provide pretty much any service, that we're able to. If you ever have questions, if it's something that we are able to, I always encourage you to call and ask. It doesn't hurt to ask,
Okay.
and we can see what we can do.
Well, a lot has changed, Ashley, and I know Angela would agree with this too, but I've been working here now for about 35 plus years. And back when I started, or even the first time I started was a few years before that, the first time around, but at that time, back in the early 70s, we had people that came to the nursing home that were actually quite independent. And actually, now when we look at the people that were living in the nursing home, we know that they could actually have lived alone very easily. But it seemed that years ago, that's what people did. They just went to the nursing home if they needed it or sometimes not needed it. But now we have come up with home care, which has been around for quite a few years, I think. Is that correct?
Yep.
And we, instead of like when your loved one is at a point in their life where maybe they're not able to take care of themselves completely, they need some assistance, some support, then we can actually provide a service that goes from our door to their door, like from our home to their home.
Yep.
And we can bring it right into their home, help them remain independent and stay in their home. So that is what's so great about this. It really is.
That's a really good point, Sandy. There's the people who are in their homes now are really the people who used to be in the nursing home. And when you can have someone in your home 3 days a week, helping with medications, whether they're helping you with bathing, dressing, meal preparation, is huge to keep people in their homes longer. So, with the way that nursing homes are filling up, it's difficult to place a loved one. So it's really important to know when to get home care and to be able to keep your loved ones safe so they don't end up in the hospital or the nursing home.
Oh, exactly. And so when folks are going through this process, maybe Angela, you can answer to this. Do they simply call one of you gals and request to have home care? Is there an assessment process, which I would assume there is some type of an assessment? How about the funding? So let's back up and let's answer the question for the folks as to how they actually can go about requesting the service and receiving it.
Well, it's a really great question because many people don't know. And anybody can request home care. If you feel like your parents or your neighbor is not taking their meds as they should be, they can always just, all they have to do is call home care at our main number. I can give it to you. It's 218-844-7159. And you just leave information, you talk with one of the nurses. We do kind of a phone assessment from there to see what kind of insurance you have, if it's Medicare. We serve a lot of veterans, and that's one thing that most people don't know, that the VA covers a gamut of services to keep vets in their home. So you just call in, you don't need a doctor's order, we get the order. We
Okay,
get the
well,
doctor's order.
That's great to know
Yep.
that.
As long as, and then from there, we do a phone assessment. So you can call in, your friend can call in, your neighbor can call in. So really, anybody can call with a referral. And from there, we work with the doctor, the client, the referral source to say, what do they need, who can pay for it, and where do we go from here?
Okay, well, that's wonderful. It sounds pretty simple, actually. And what about therapy? What if, say, your loved one, you're taking care of your loved one, they've maybe fallen, perhaps broke a hip, and now maybe they had to go to transitional care for a period of time, and you would like them to return home, and they need some additional therapy, and you need some support services in place, at least temporarily, until this person gets stronger and is able to continue to be more independent.
Well, our skilled office would be the one who's going to provide that type of service. We actually have speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, nursing, and social workers. So whatever you need in place, we can help with that. So, and that's a really good point. When you notice the loved one is now using a walker and they've never used a walker before, that's a time you can request home care services. They're now declining. What can we do to keep them at a functioning level? So therapy usually comes in like twice a week. Our aides can actually do the exercises with the client so they can continue to grow and strengthen and remain independent.
Okay, well, that's, and that's a good point, the walker, but then there's also the fact that someone may need a walker.
Yes.
And the family's not in tune to that or aware of it or not educated to the point where they realize, maybe mom or dad or, their loved one needs a walker in order to, give them some additional support with their ambulation and so on. So that's something that you folks could help
Yes,
point
there's
out.
subtle factors, really. Anything that you notice, grandma, mom, the neighbor isn't going out as much. They don't go downstairs anymore. Just subtle things that they're not doing that they used to do. Home care could help.
And there may be some pain issues. I'm sure you have nurses that, as you were saying, can go in and help with medication
Yep.
and some pain management. And then what about referring these folks as far as helping them with the resources in our community for other services that they may need? You can help with that as
Yep.
well?
We sure can. And with the skilled office, we do have a social worker. It goes through private pay, Medicare, almost anything covers a social worker. And that's
Okay.
where we're going to be able to refer to anywhere, other resources, Meals on Wheels, meal delivery,
Sure.
DME supplies, things like that. Yep.
Okay, so that's great. So if folks are interested in home care with Ecumen Detroit Lakes, the person that they should contact would be you, Ashley? Is that?
They could contact me. Otherwise, we do have a phone number. It is 844-7159, and that's our
phone number that Angela
and
gave.
that's our direct number to go to Ecumen Detroit Lakes Home Care as a whole.
Okay.
And from there, you'll be directed as if it's going to be a skilled office home care, if it's going to be, the home care in our buildings or in the direct Detroit Lakes area.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. This program is absolutely wonderful. I know a lot of folks that have been able to utilize these services, and including the senior companions, by the way, which I do manage the senior companion group, and they are a group of volunteers who will come into your home and help your loved ones with getting out to doctor appointments, shopping, just visiting, if that's the case, if that's a
Dancing.
need. And yeah, so anyway, going to church
Yep.
services, they'll escort residents to just about anything. So that's a really great program too, and that's part of our home care services. So if you are interested in home care, would you like to repeat that number one more
Yes.
time?
Yep, it's 844-7159.
Okay, 844-7159. And talk to our gals about home care. We have great staff, and we are here to serve you and to help you stay in your homes and make life better. So thank you for joining us today with Ecumen Detroit Lakes.